Hi there, I'm Alexa. This is the Real Life Alexa channel, and let's go ahead and jump right in. This is my 40th video, not including my intro video, which I might make a new one soon. I was looking at the numbers. I was pretty excited. That's 20 weeks of, 20 and a half weeks. I did miss one when I was in England, so I'm pretty excited about it that I've made it this far. And to think that while I have had a few videos where sort of topics overlap, or I harken back to an earlier video and say, let's talk about it some more, or remind what I said and then move into a new subject or expand on the topic, it's been a journey, and I have definitely learned a lot as I've gone. There's more I want to learn. I want to do stuff like figure out what type of banner and branding and logo and stuff like that to put up. I would like to have guests on. My Saturday video was posted on Friday because I went away on Thursday morning to visit a friend. I had Friday off on the weekend, and as I was driving home on Friday, I had a bunch of things that I sort of pushed to the afternoon that I normally do in the morning. And I was like, okay, don't forget these things. And I got home and I got stuff done. And then I sat down and I was like, oh, I need to do a video before I go to bed. And then I realized the next day that I'd lost track of the days and it was still Friday. And anyway, I don't think posting one early is as much, it's not an issue. So I hope that didn't really shock any of my few viewers, which if you liked it, you liked it. If you didn't, you didn't. And at the end of the day, I'm posting them for me, and I'm glad that I was able to at least get it up. And 40 videos. That's pretty good. That's a lot of consistency. Again, I had the one that I missed because I was away. I was in a hotel room with family members. I wasn't going to try and do anything this weekend. The Thursday and Friday, I was away and visiting someone. I would love to have them, and I've spoken to them a little bit, when they are ready to come on and talk about something very enormous in their life that I think a lot of people shy away from. And so their message would be it would be exciting to have that conversation with them and to hear their point of view and to celebrate certain things with them in a way that they are comfortable with. I have other people in mind that I would like to have conversations with, hear their perspective, their point of view, their experiences. And I hope as I move forwards, I'm able to figure out how to do that in the way that I want to, that people will want to join me and talk about things, and that others will take something from those conversations. So definitely a lot of plans. Everything seems to be taking a little bit longer than I would have maybe wanted it to, but at the same time, I'm also, not everything has to be done today. And I fall into this trap sometimes of wanting to get things done perfectly in as fast as possible time as I can. And in this instance, I would rather take a little bit more time, take a little bit more care with what I'm looking to do, and to enjoy it and not force myself to do stuff to get it done. Whereas really, I need to sit and enjoy it and do it because I am enjoying it. So have plans going forwards, and it's exciting. 40 videos so far. Now, there isn't too much else going on today. I did wake up. I had to lay down this afternoon, and I woke up and there were about 10 minutes left of the Netherlands-England game at the Euros, the 2024 Euros. So I was sitting there sort of half paying attention. I have a digital antenna and it's on one of those channels. And it wasn't very good reception because of the clouds and how far I live from the broadcasting towers. But England did win. The thing is that I think it was 2 years ago, was that? Oh, whenever the last Euros were, England had such excitement and passion, and they were playing with such fun and such conviction that they could do it. It was really exciting to watch them because if you've watched England games over the past 20 plus years, it's not always like that. I think that we're more of a workhorse. We just keep going and keep going and keep going and get the job done. We're not flashy racehorses who run real fast, like, and put on a show. I don't know if that's the best analogy, but we are very, very, from what I have seen, we tend to just be like very simple, get the job done, work really hard. And it was very exciting to watch them at the last Euros. And there was a belief that we could win it. And we made it to the final. This team looks down. It looks like there might be something going on in the background that we don't know about. And it might not be in the team world, but in individuals' worlds, and their energy that they bring in then affects the team. And I don't know what's going on. None of us really do. It's sad to see because they're people and you don't want to see people going through tough times. They've made it harder on themselves. The last 2 games, they've had to go to extra time. That's an extra 30 minutes on exhausted legs. They've won both of them on the PKs, but this time, thankfully, there was a match-winning goal in, I want to say it was the 90th minute. It could have been like 90 minutes and like 2 seconds or something. So it might have been technically the 91st. I'm not sure. And they're in the final. And I don't think, having watched some of the games recently, and I haven't been paying as much attention as I have in previous years, previous competitions, but I've been able to watch the last 2 games, and I would have thought they would have been out. They've been just flat and few chances. So for us to make it to the final, it's quite exciting. The first thing I sort of wrote as I was talking to some people about it was, do we really think they're going to beat Spain, though? The way they've been playing, it's very questionable if they will. But there's a part of you that wants them to. You always want them to do well, and you always want them to win. Your team, whatever your team is, whether it's club, country, whatever, you want your team to win. Even if you know that an opponent might be on paper way better than them, whatever the case may be, you always want your team to win. And I think, excuse me, a bit tired today. Sorry about that. I want them to enjoy themselves. I want most people to enjoy themselves, if not all. I think that we should be able to enjoy ourselves when we're working, whatever we're doing. And to be in such high pressure situations, enjoying it and sort of letting it sink in and really not let the pressure get to you, definitely you want that for them, for others. England haven't won a major trophy in a very, very long time. It would be nice for us to win. But at the end of the day, there are other countries in the same boat. And not everyone wins, right? They have given us something to watch, something to talk about. They've given us something to be proud of. So the Everton goalkeeper, Jordan Pickford, is England's number one at the moment, and he has been as good as he normally is. He gets a lot of criticism, and a lot of it is unnecessary. I fully understand that no one is perfect, and there's things that everyone needs to work on, and I have there's something he does that just drives me nuts. He constantly will come out from his goal quite a long way, and he ends up in what most people call no man's land for the goalkeeper, where you're too far out to get back if they try to chip you, right? But you can be too far forward for stuff too, and like it, or not far enough forwards for some stuff. It's frustrating when I see him coming forwards when he doesn't need to. But listen, I'm an armchair quarterback, as they say. I'm not a goalie. I'm not a number one for any country. So he absolutely is a great goalkeeper, and he shouldn't be receiving the criticism at the levels he receives over and over again, year after year after year. His statistics put him in the top in these competitions for goalkeepers for all time. He's like number 2 on saves or clean sheets, and then like number 3 for the other or something like that. It's, he's been doing great, so I'm very proud of him, and I hope that he has been enjoying his time there, and I hope that he brings whatever enjoyment back to preseason with Everton and then into the season. Preseason has just started. Doesn't feel like we've had much time off, even though I know it's been more than a month now. There was 2 seasons ago, so May of last year, I was exhausted. I didn't really want to watch the games anymore. It was so hard to continue supporting a team, not because of the team, but because of the absolute nonsense that the owner and leadership had going on, the whole entire mess. This season, we've had to deal with the financial fair play stuff, the Premier League. I do, and I called this several months ago, there are going to be people who will have to say, thank goodness the FA didn't approve our 777 takeover, because we seem to now have a better prospective owner, and that deal is in the works. And at the end of the day, people were really mad and yelling at the Premier League for everything, no matter what. And I don't agree with a lot of the stuff the Premier League has done. I think that they're making stuff up as they go along. There's too many examples of one rule for some and one for others, right? The money that is in question, that was the root of Everton's charges, was to do with a stadium loan, and 6 other Premier League teams did not have to include it. So why did all of a sudden, when it became Everton's turn, then now it counts towards FFP, right? It got changed on a whim 5/6 of the way through the period for the finances, because it's on a 3-year rolling basis. There's other things that have affected other clubs. Some of the I hate saying it, but the lower table, where Everton has been as well, they seem to always be affecting those. So there's a lot of stuff I do not like about the Premier League, and there's a lot of stuff that needs to change, and accountability and transparency need to be much better. But their oversight of this deal and them not approving it, I do not think it was to screw with Everton. When we first found out that 777 had this partnership agreed with, exclusivity deal agreed with Mashiri, all of this nonsense on their behavior and the things that were happening to other clubs, I was like, why in the world would any Everton want this to come here? We have fans outside different stadiums in a couple different countries protesting against this ownership because they're so bad there. that is not good for our team. There has to be a better buyer for us. So this season has been a lot of stress, a lot of worry. Were we going to make it? Thankfully, we did, even with points deductions. It felt like we turned a corner, but it was still tiring. And it wasn't, again, the games. The games were what kept us in it. The games were what kept us coming back. There's a lot of positives this coming into this season from our team and our squad. But the FA, the financial fair play stuff, it just was a lot. So it doesn't feel like we've had much time off, much of a break from it, especially because the whole saga with 777 and now needing to find new buyers. It's been dragging on in the off season as well. But I do hope that our Euro players, wherever they're going to, come back to their teams. Pickford especially, I hope he's having a great time. I'll have to make sure I remind myself to watch the final and see how they do. And I will be very pleasantly surprised if we do beat Spain. So that's all I got. My 40th video, realizing I posted a day early on Friday, losing track of days on my days off. England at the Euros. It's been pretty slow few days for me. It's been nice. I enjoyed having Saturday and Sunday at home to just do nothing and just relax, especially after driving so far. And I'm going to see what I've got for the next 40 videos. And again, if you're here, I appreciate you. Eventually, I'd like to do lives so that if people are around, we can talk in real time. And yeah, I would absolutely love to have some guests on to talk with me on certain topics. So if you're here, thank you. Like, subscribe, share a few videos, and I will see you on Saturday this week. Be kind to yourself.